So I just found out about the Bandage Man, and I'm never stepping foot in Oregon. Ever. One of my followers, Cynthia, sent me this story through my Instagram DMs. And y'all, when I read this, I thought the Bandage Man was right behind me. So if you don't know who he is, the Bandage Man is a logger who died in a grisly sawmill accident and likes to attack cars and terrorize teenagers, while also leaving traces of bloody bandages, and that's what he did to Cynthia and her boyfriend. So Cynthia told me this actually happened this summer on July 4th. And everyone knows how crazy Americans get on July 4th. I mean, they partied, they had barbecues, everyone just comes together as one. So Cynthia and her boyfriend Zach were both at a 4th of July party with all their friends, and at one point throughout the night, Cynthia partied a little too hard and had to be taken home. Her boyfriend was sober, so he was able to drive her home, and everything was going well until there was a mini detour. Also, keep in mind her boyfriend drives a truck. That's very important to the story. So anyways, this detour had them literally going through weird roads, and every now and then her boyfriend had to stop so Cynthia could throw up. At one point, her boyfriend Zach offered that he doesn't drop her off just yet. Instead, they sit in the truck, wait for her to feel a little bit better, and then go home, because the rest of the journey home was just a lot of bumps in the roads, lots of turns, and being that Cynthia was feeling sick, it was just gonna be bad for her, so it was better that they wait. So Zach suggested that they park the truck at Cannon Beach. And honestly, a beach is the best place to wait because you get to feel the breeze, you hear the ocean, you know, it's just very peaceful. And Cynthia admits it was very peaceful. Until it wasn't. Cynthia said when her boyfriend got to the beach, parked his truck, and turned on the music, Cynthia closed her eyes and let her boyfriend ramble about the party. As the two of them were then talking and reminiscing about the party, Cynthia said she felt the truck shake, but didn't think anything of it because they're at the beach, and of course, once in a while, you're gonna feel a gust of wind. Cynthia said about 5 minutes later, both her and her boyfriend noticed that the area that they were in started to get extremely foggy, to the point where the truck's headlights could barely show what's in front of them. Cynthia said in this moment her stomach started to feel a little bit weird. It started to turn once again as if she had to throw up. She alerted her boyfriend, who immediately grabbed his door handle, ready to open it and run over to her side to get her out. But Cynthia said as he held onto the door handle, he froze in place. Cynthia was so confused, and what she told me next had me shook. Cynthia said her boyfriend told her to get down. He said as he was looking through the side mirror, he saw the leg of a person hanging outside of his truck as if they were in the middle of hopping on. He said the leg slowly pulled itself over the ledge, and both of them heard a loud thump coming from the back of the truck. Cynthia said in this moment she instantly yelled, "Drive." And as her boyfriend attempted to step on the gas, the truck wouldn't move. She said her heart dropped, and the look on her boyfriend's face made her realize that whatever it was could potentially kill them, and no one would ever know. She told me seconds later the truck began to shake so roughly that it was literally bouncing them out of their seats. She said the truck began to malfunction. The radio was turning on and off, so were the lights. And then at one point, everything just stopped. As they sat there, the both of them slowly turned around to face the little window that was behind them so they could see what was sitting in the back of the truck. Cynthia said as they both peeked through the window, the only thing that they could see was darkness, until a hand slapped the window, which startled them, causing them to fall backwards into their seats. Both of them instantly started screaming, and she noticed as the hand slid down, it left blood and pieces of bandages. Freaked out, her boyfriend tried to turn the truck on again, but nothing was working. Cynthia said the both of them began to cry, basically accepting their fate for what was about to come. She said the truck shook once again, but slightly, indicating whatever it was probably climbed out. Lock the windows, Cynthia said over and over again. Every now and then, Cynthia and her boyfriend felt a thump on the side of the truck as if it was getting hit with something. She said it started at the back and slowly moved its way to the front side where Cynthia was sitting. She said in this moment she shut her eyes because she knew the next thump would be her window. Seconds later, her boyfriend started screaming. A blood-curdling scream that she has never heard before from her boyfriend. As she opened her eyes, Cynthia said she immediately started hyperventilating. A disfigured man with limbs nearly coming off his body, covered in bandages, stood at her window, looking right at her. He was cut up, he was bloody, and he was pounding on the window. With every hit, blood splashed. As her boyfriend struggled to get the car on, she said at one point the bandages fully came off from his fist and she can see the bones on his hand. Cynthia said she looked at her boyfriend with tears in her eyes and said, "I don't want to die." Finally, the truck magically turned on and her boyfriend zoomed off. On the ride back to her house, they both sat in silence, and once they arrived, they noticed something was off. There was no blood, there was no sign of the truck being hit, it was almost like a hallucination. Cynthia did tell me after that night her boyfriend sometimes finds bandages in the back of his truck, and I guess it's a reminder to never go back, and ever since then, they haven't.